today at the Games, where over the next half an hour we're going to bring you all the highlights of Team Singapore in action on day 6 of competition. Hello, I'm Kelly Latimer.
I'm Ed Russell, and tonight we have highlights of athletes winning golds in shooting, table tennis, fencing and swimming. It is going to be a pretty packed half an hour coming up.
Well, the question is, who was the first one to get gold today? Well, an early bird named Lucas Teo. Now, in the men's kayak single 1,000-meter event, the 31-year-old beat a field of 6 other competitors to claim the gold.
That's right, he did it in a time of 3 minutes 51.501 seconds, nearly 5 seconds ahead of Indonesia's Mazia Riondra. It is the second time that Lucas has won this event. The first one was back at the 2015 SEA Games in Singapore.
Now, he wasn't able to defend his title in 2017 because they didn't have that event. Then in 2019, he didn't go to the Games, so after a 7-year hiatus, he was back and it was a gold medal. Kudos to him.
Absolutely, it was so good to hear the Majula Singapore ring out around the Haiphong Aquatic Centre, and congratulations to Lucas. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah, to be able to represent Singapore again after like 7 years, haven't been in a racing environment for quite a while, so I think it's a really big privilege. We focused on our individual strengths and we worked on enhancing these strengths, and also we had to work around multiple schedules because we had many different athletes, and also together with the pandemic, so being flexible was one of the key strategies that we had for this time round.
Well, a huge congratulations and well done to Lucas, as well as all the best to the canoe and kayak team. On to more gold medal performances then, and this time they're in shooting and table tennis. In the women's 25-meter pistol event, Singapore had 3 shooters in the qualification round this morning. Teo Shun Xie and Tae Siew Hong both qualified for the final with scores of 535 and 534 respectively. Teammate Nicole Tan finished in 14th position with a score of 511. In the final, shooters have a total of 50 shots, with eliminations beginning for the lowest scorers after 20 shots. Only shots that are more than 10.2 are registered as hits in the final. After 25 shots, Tae was in 3rd position, while Teo was in 6th and in danger of elimination. Despite moving into 4th spot at one stage, Teo couldn't avoid elimination at the end of 40 shots, bowing out with a score of 22. Tae, meanwhile, moved up to 2nd spot after the shooter from Thailand was eliminated after 45 shots. So a nail-biting final 5 shots awaited Tae and Malaysia's Alia Azahari. At the end of the 49th shot, both shooters were tied at 33 apiece. But it was Tae who held her nerve to register a hit with the last shot and clinch gold for Singapore by a score of 34-33.
Gold medalist for the women's 25-meter pistol event, Tae Siew Hong. Siew Hong, congratulations. Could you talk us through your performance today?
I wasn't really expecting it because back at home I was shooting like 4 hits, so on average 4 hits. So over here I'm like a little bit panicky, but I keep trying my best, and like some of the hits they were some of the shots they were like 10.0, 10.1, even though they were 10, they were not hits. So but I didn't let it distract me, so I just keep on focusing on my process and just keep trusting myself. I didn't look at the screen at all because I don't want to let it distract me. So I was really solely focusing on just my process, and I just, when a shot goes out, I just hope for the best.
Singapore also featured in the gold medal match of the 10-meter air rifle mixed team event. The pair of Gan Ching Hwee and Fernel Tan beat Thailand in the qualifiers to set up a showdown with Indonesia. In the final, each pair is awarded 2 points if their combined total for each shot is higher than that of their opponents. The first pair to reach 16 points wins the match. And Singapore got off to a flying start, taking a 6-2 lead after 4 shots. But Indonesia made a storming comeback, making it 12-8 in their favour after 10 shots. Indonesia eventually won the match 16-10 to clinch gold. Bronze went to Thailand.
For the qualifications, it was very nerve-wracking because Firstly, we faced disappointments in our individual event, and we wanted to do our best again. We didn't want to waste the shot and waste the trip here. So we really made sure every shot was fighting, and we really made our best for every single shot. And we were all really shocked to make it for the gold medal match. Yeah.
The Indonesian was very good because we went for a competition together for a lot of times, and we faced them like a lot of finals and mixed team finals. And we tried our best but sometimes we are disappointed in ourselves a bit because we didn't really do our best. Yeah.
So we get underway. It'll be the Philippines to serve first. So Richard Misal. Opener by good play once again from Misal. And Misal's forehand wins the point. So 2-2 in game 2. Philippines leading 1-0. Oh, good rally, but a good winner in the end from Clarence Chew. Another winner from Clarence Chew. So 4-1 Singapore lead. 5-1 they lead long. Oh, lucky. Gonzalez thought he might have got one back over good pace. Long from Gonzalez. So back to 6-5 now. And Gonzalez with another winner. So Philippines have battled their way back into this to 6-all. Ethan Poe on serve then. 8-all. Philippines ahead once again, 9-8. A missed chance for Gonzalez, and they're back to 10 points all. There's the winner. It's gone long from Gonzalez, and Singapore take gold. Clarence Chew and Ethan Poe, men's doubles gold winners at the SEA Games. 5-11, 11-8, 11-4, 12-10, the final score.
Well, big smiles there. Clarence picked up another medal, but it was a silver one after he and Sung Tien lost to Koen Pang and Wong Sin Ru in an all-Singapore mixed doubles final.
And unfortunately, Zhou Jingyi and Zheng Jian lost to the Thais in the women's final. Still, though, both have done very well. They're debutantes in the SEA Games, and the singles competition starts tomorrow, so all the best to them in that.
Alrighty, we're going to go for a short break, but coming back, a chance to catch some of the world-class swimming action in the flesh. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Today at the Game. Still to come, we have the swimming finals and interviews with the swimmers. But for now, let's get to the point with the men's foil and women's sabre team competitions. Get it? Get to the point.
Get to the point. Very clever. Well, team fencing with 5 golds, 3 silvers, and 5 bronzes. Well, they were already in the bag, right? But they still wanted more. Who's to blame them? I mean, they had already had the title of top fencing nation in the games, and they had to make sure that they lived up to it. After a double gold delight on the previous day, Team Singapore were gunning for more glory at the Medan Indoor Games Gymnasium in Hanoi, where there were 2 more gold medals up for grabs on the final day of the fencing event. Top-seeded Singapore received a bye in the table of 8 in the men's foil team competition and started their gold rush in the semis against Thailand. The starting lineup of Joel Chu, Kieran Locke and Matthew Lim had no trouble overcoming a Thai side that needed to play back-to-back matches after beating the hosts Vietnam in the previous round. The two-time defending champions even had the luxury of resting Jonathan Ao-Yong, the foil individual gold medalist, in this encounter, as they book a spot in the final against Malaysia. The well-rested Jonathan then took up the baton to start first in the title match. He felt a bit tight at the beginning, but gradually found his groove to claim a narrow 5-4 win against Malaysia's Han Zeong. Kieran and Joel then extended their lead in the next two bouts, beating Chong Hong Lee and Tristan Chung by a big margin. By the time Jonathan stepped up on the piste again, Team Singapore had already extended their advantage to 11 points. The trio then kept their composure and made a dash to the finishing line. Kieran claimed the match point in the last bout, winning 45-28 as they successfully won the gold medal in this event for the third consecutive time.
Definitely beyond my expectations. I think I'm very glad with the result. We came into the SEA Games wanting to win gold in team as well because in the previous editions with this event, we were defending champions in 2019 and in 2015 as well. So I would say that this would be a three-peat for us.
A bit lost for words. I think we came into the competition thinking we could have gotten the gold medal, especially since the last two editions, the Singapore team has won gold. So I think it was more about feeding off each other's energies and giving our 100%. And I'm happy that it paid off.
The women's sabre team also beat Thailand en route to the final. Individual silver medalist Jessica Ong joined forces with bronze medalist Jolie Lee and Nicole Wee to score a comeback win against the defending champions. They were trailing by 4 points at the early stage, but Jessica brought the team back in the fourth period. A 6-3 win against Inurak Onwupak helped Team Singapore take the lead for good. But a tricky ending saw Jolie injure her knee in the final bout, while Singapore were leading by 7 points.
She can do all 45 points as well. It's okay.
No panic for the team though, as reserve fencer Lee Ka-moon stepped in and scored 4 hits to wrap up a 45-40 victory to face Vietnam in the final. Losing Jolie in the final, however, had weakened the overall depth in the team, as she usually takes a lead-off role in team events. Jessica had to take her place to start against Funtia Kanil and lost 3-5. Lee and Nicole also lost their first bouts. Team SG tried to fight back, but the hosts, with the support of the home crowd, were able to maintain a lead at the end of every period. In the final bout, Jessica needed some miracle to overcome the deficit. She gained 3 hits to start against Bui Thi Thu Ha in a rematch of the individual final. But it was too little too late, as Vietnam won it 45-39.
Satisfied. I definitely think could have been 2 golds instead, but for now I'll accept this result and work harder towards the next one. Definitely was quite a different experience because Jolie is usually our rock, right? She's the anchor of our match. So this time having to fill in for her shoes, it's quite big shoes to fill in, so I just tried to do my best.
This is very untimely because I don't usually get much injury, and then this is a huge injury that I can't even continue. Yeah, but I'm super grateful for my team, seriously. Kamoy came in at the right time, finished off the match perfectly, and then in the finals we also fenced really good. Yeah.
Singapore have won a total of 14 fencing medals in Hanoi, including 6 golds, 3 silvers and 5 bronzes, their best showing in SEA Games history, surpassing the 4 golds in the last edition in the Philippines. Taekwondo isn't a sport in which Singapore has excelled in the past couple of games. A bronze in 2017 and a silver in 2019 were the results of their efforts. So having already won 2 bronzes this time, the team was aiming for more. Competing in the men's under 63 kilogram category, Dylan Chia in blue was up against Zaw Lin Tet, his opponent from Myanmar. Dylan bowed out early in the 3rd round with a score of 28-7. It was down to Nichelle Tan in the women's under 53 kilogram category for Team Singapore's hopes of a medal today. She was up against a past Games bronze medalist Imbrolio de Arroyo dos Reis Amorin of Timor-Leste. A flurry of strikes in round 1 earned her a huge advantage with a score of 22-10. It was no different in round 2 as she defeated her opponent by a point gap as she ended with a score of 37-12. Through to the semis, she was already promised a bronze medal. She now faced 2019 champion Tran Thi Anh Tuet of Vietnam. The 18-year-old fought fiercely against the Vietnamese, who towered over her. But it was no match as the first bout ended in 11-3. Nichelle continued trying different ways to strike her opponent, but each was to no avail as she couldn't dodge the Vietnamese's reach. The Vietnamese eventually won by referee's punitive decision as Nichelle accumulated 10 penalties or gam jom.
Definitely feels great. My first game has been a pleasant one. I came here with zero expectations, just hoping to do my country proud and do whatever like I've trained for the past few months, past few years. First impression, she was like a giant to me. I go in there with zero expectations, so I just want to do my best, do my country proud, like leave there with no regrets.
In lane number 4, Mark Lewis won his heats with ease and looked very, very good doing it as well. They go early. Mark Lewis got off the blocks extremely well and he's starting to push a little bit here. Mark Lewis is just leading, but the Indonesian Lalu is coming quickly, as is Puripol. Puripol takes it. And it was a bronze medal then for Mark Lewis, a time of 10.56. It was a fantastic achievement from him. The heats, he cruised into that final, but the bronze medal for Singapore was well deserved. So can this young lady, Shanti, do what Puripol has just done? And that's take double gold. And they go away without any problem at all. And very, very quickly was Vanessa in lane number 4. And it looks like she's still holding on, but here comes Kayla. Kayla's strong. Shanti's coming late as well. Shanti's going there! Shanti on the dip wins the silver, as though Shanti Pereira from Singapore. Here we go. They started quite slow out the blocks there, Kyla Richardson. And you can see here, Shanti pushing. It was Vanessa that was in the lead there to start with, but then all of a sudden Shanti came, and she came very late and just on the dip. It looks like she's beaten Supanic. What a race. Is it silver or bronze? We might be able to tell from another angle. Shanti had to push all the way there. Let's have a look at the dip. Yeah, she gets just in front this time round. The gold medalist at 200 metres picks up the silver for the 100, 10.62.
What a comeback that was from Shanti, and silver in the 100 metres to back up that gold in the 200 metres. It is her most successful game so far.
Incredible performance from her. Well, it's time for us to take a quick breather before we plunge into the pool when we get back. Just how many medals has Gan Ching Hwee got now? Well, we'll find out after the break. You're watching Today at the Games, and surely by now you guys know that it's swimming in the final stretch, right? Complete with all of our swimmers' thoughts on how their races went.
That's right, so enjoy, because this is the second last day of swimming. But it looks like Singapore will end up as the top nation in the pool, thanks to the efforts of all our water babies.
As the days progress, Gan Ching Hwee hasn't let up at all. So the lane assignment again for the first ever 1500 meters freestyle race for women at the Southeast Asian Games. Yarinda Sunthornrangsi of Thailand. She's almost needs to catch up with one of these swimmers in order to try to lap them to have any sort of competition here, Mark. And swimming in this sort of a race, we saw especially in the men's 1500 meters freestyle, it's lonely out there. You're reduced to isolation, and you're racing against a clock that you cannot see at all.
Ching Hwee has built an unsurmountable lead right now. I think it's going to be really tough for the Vietnamese girl to catch up with her. But I think for the younger swimmers who are thinking, who aspire to be the next great distance swimmer, right? I mean, look at that wonderful stroke that Ching Hwee has, right?
So I have to say, in terms of that, it has been very, very consistent, even with those 50 splits as well. for Ching Hwee, another 33-34. And you can see the team Singapore.
I had a coach, his name was Mr. Kee Soon Bee, right? And some of the greats, like you mentioned, like Suto Kok Man, Neo Chi Kok, Juling Seng were his swimmers. And this guy was like an 80-year-old man, like running up and down the pool. He's not pacing me, yeah. But he would be larger than life at the pool deck. And you definitely know whether or not you're swimming fast.
And after this turn will be the final 150 meters in the 1500 meters freestyle for Gan Ching Hwee, who is about to lap the 16-year-old Vietnamese in lane number 7, who has just made her turn for her final 250. And it's the final 150 for Gan Ching Hwee, 33-43, who have won 4 freestyle races in the single Southeast Asian Games. Jocelyn Yeo, Nurul Huda Abdullah, and now Gan Ching Hwee. What elite company that is, Mark Che.
I think overall, like looking at the big picture, it's a huge step forward. I mean, I've come really close to my personal best this SEA Games, and I'm pretty pleased with that. Yeah, I think my adaptation back into like Singapore and like Southeast Asia's climate was pretty good, I must say, because Bloomington was pretty cold at the start of the year. I was like wearing winter coats every day.
Lanes 2 to 5 mark Tingwen, Alkaldi, Amanda, and Janjira. All about the start right here, and Janjira Srisad has always got the best reaction times off the blocks, and she is off to a flyer yet again. But look at Kwa Tingwen. Amanda Lim catch up with her. She's slowly creeping up on Janjira Srisad and going now, but Janjira Srisad still slightly ahead for Thailand. Janjira Srisad will touch home first ahead of Amanda Lim, who loses for the very first time at the Southeast Asian Games. And this Thai is in superb condition at these games.
I don't think I'm going to retire in the next year, that's for sure. Just makes me even more hungry, you know, to get back my gold medal. Yeah, and I've been just starting to train under a new coach as well, Gus. We've been doing very specific sprint work, so hopefully by next year we will be in tip-top condition for sure.
Breast, fly, and freestyle. It was here in Hanoi in this venue for our quartet. Vietnam have got Phan Thi Van in the backstroke leg. Philippines and Chloe Slater third, of course, in the backstroke in the 100 meters in the SEA Games. Mia swimming in their first leg. And Chloe Slater, who is already a gold medalist at these games, getting off to a very fast start, turning side by side with Indonesia, just as it was after 50 meters and 100 meters backstroke yesterday when Morang Mihaja hit home very, very strong.
And Letitia, of course, we know he's going to go off fast. She won the 50 meters breaststroke 31.4. So hopefully she's able to catch up for Singapore.
The changeover was smooth for Team Singapore, and so to the other side, going right across them and maybe even taking the lead after her 50 meters leg. Has she gone out too quickly though? She has taken the lead. My goodness, what a lap that was by Letitia Sim, ahead of the Philippines, who've got Desiree Mangaong.
That's a really good split from her, 33.1 to lead to draw even with the other two countries, and now she hands over to Kwa Ching Wen.
That is a big, big lead, and what a turnaround that was from Letitia Sim. 60.39, her best time. Indonesia have got Angel Gabriela in the pool chasing after Jasmine Alkaldi, but it will be Ching Wen turning first, and now a lead that surely will be insurmountable. That's how strong this quartet is, as Kwa Tingwen hands it over to her sister Tingwen. As always, for the last few SEA Games, this is the final leg swimmer, and she usually takes it home.
All the way to the next 60 meters.
4:07:05 was the record they set in 2019 when it was Elena, Christy, Tingwen, and Jingwen. And let's see if they can take down that time. But Kwa Tingwen is gunning, and can she just hold on enough? Does she have enough gas for this new SEA Games record? The answer is just outside the record, 4:07:05. It dipped below 4:08. It's a disappointment in the face, tells you that she wanted that record.
I think my sister usually is a little bit more cynical, whereas I'm just like, let's freaking go, let's race. Like, it doesn't matter who's next to us. She was like, oh, you and Letitia and Bonnie are gonna have to like freaking carry the team. Like, oh, we can't do this. And I was like, yo, like there. First off, even if we were behind when I touched and you're like, you would definitely like crush everyone because you're freaking fast. And second off, you shouldn't even care about like what other people are doing. You should like.
She has a lot of confidence. She has a lot of confidence in me.
I love that sibling love. So another golden day for Team Singapore in the pool. Golds coming in fencing, shooting, in the mixed and men's doubles, in the table tennis as well. 37 golds Singapore now have after day 6 of the games, 39 silvers and 47 bronzes. Vietnam still streaks ahead with 275, with Thailand and the Philippines in second and third.
Now we're going to be looking for more gold medals tomorrow for sure. But we're going to have to get through the swimming heats first. Tomorrow is the final day of swimming. I'm a little bit sad about that, but make sure you tune in. Join us at 10 a.m. for all the heats on Me Watch Channel 1.
That's right. If you're more of a basketball fan, then go to Me Watch 2 for a Singapore versus Thailand match, and that'll be followed by the table tennis singles matches.
Absolutely. And then make sure you head on over to mewatch.sg/SEAGames to get all the schedules and make sure that you are up to date on everything that's going on. And if you've missed all of that, it's okay. Don't worry. Make sure you join us at 9:30 p.m. for all the highlights on Today at the Games. And with that, we wrap up tonight. I'm Kelly Latimer.
I'm Ed Russell. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.